Let the battle begin.
And that's going to be a 4-man mosh pit with the Ring of Frost connecting huge.
This is actually going to be the big showdown.
And that's a triple kill.
A huge flame strike going on to everybody. Here's the Riptire onto DiMaggio. DiMaggio is in trouble.
We might have a comeback for the ages.
It's very close. This boss is not even dead, but 65% of the core here. This could be game.
Hello and welcome to the brand new NGS game of the week. You might know
What
this
is
show.
up?
Oh, hey, Slexia, how are you?
Oh, hey, I'm good. Just actually ran to get these glasses. What to do?
You can't come on a show with Murder without glasses, so good call.
I know. I even tweeted about it. I was like, we'll bring the fresh shades. You bring your predictions, and here I am.
There you go.
Without glasses, sunglasses.
So I wanted to tell you guys at home, you might recognize this show as what used to be called the Thursday Night Showdown. This season, rebranded right up here, NGS Game of the Week. You might be asking yourself also, where's Ghost Dunk? Well, we're about to watch the boy play. He's in this match because tonight it's RewinD versus ReGen, the battle of the Rees. Slexia, what are your thoughts?
Oh, God. I am excited. Thank you so much for inviting me to this. I was stoked to even know this was the game of the week. I've wanted to see these two teams go up against each other. I know that they had the Division S qualifiers and, you know, there were some things that happened with people withdrawing and I don't think I got to see it. So I'm happy to see it tonight. I'm happy to cast it. And I'm just hyped.
Well, likewise for me, very excited to be here. Of course, my affiliation, as those of you might know at home with ReGen, is here. But we're going to try to be as unbiased as possible. This is the first NGS match for this new ReGen squad, so I'm excited to see them. I have been a fan of RewinD in the past. I was really pulling for them last season throughout the Division A playoffs, which they became the Division A Grand Champions of NGS Season 7. So
Yeah.
a lot on the line already week 1 for these two teams. Can RewinD pick up where they left off from Division A? And can ReGen, a new team, come out and show this heroic division what they're made of?
Well, I'm ready to find out. I know that ReGen is no stranger, or at least the members are no strangers to competitive play. So coming together and performing together is going to be exciting. So yeah, they're asking if we're ready, and I'm like, no, we're talking.
Well, we love to talk. We could talk all night.
Yeah, I know. And we're going to do it while they're playing. So
I think they're launching. I don't know.
all right, I told them no, so probably should say yeah.
Yeah, just say yeah. Okay, there we go. They're probably waiting on you. All right.
Cool. My bad.
Well, without too much further ado, we're about to bring you game number 1 on Volskaya Foundry. Let's talk about the bans tonight. RewinD took away Sky Temple and Braxis Holdout. ReGen banned out Cursed Hollow and Dragonshire. And I'm hearing from Slexia Dragonshire is quite the map for RewinD, so perhaps a smart map ban there.
Yeah. I was hoping they would ban it. I've seen RewinD play that map in a way that just scares the ish out of me. So, you know, I think it's a smart ban. They really know how to just end that pretty quickly there. So we won't get to see.
All of you can't play because the placed thing. Oh, there's a bug? What?
Yeah, you can't be in a party when
Oh.
you join if you haven't done your placements.
Ah, okay.
So there is a current bug in HOTS due to the new season. You gotta know. You know, I am loving the portrait synergy on the side of RewinD, though. I'm just gonna have to say that.
Oh yeah, look at that. They all got the what is it, little castle boy?
I
It's
don't
like
know.
a fort with
I
glasses
honestly
on.
can't tell. I thought it was a piece of
Wait,
toast,
wait.
to be honest.
Is that a fort cosplaying as Murda?
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Here we are already in here. What's up, Kelsier? Kelsier saying hi. You can't say hi yourself. Here we are in the draft. That escalated quickly.
So, talk about the draft. Volskaya Foundry, I've seen a ton, especially throughout Division S, taking away the Abathur and taking away some of these like power picks that are just obnoxious to deal with. Anything you're looking forward to seeing banned out here?
I'm not sure. You know, with the new XP changes, I know that Abathur will still get experience if present with his hat in the lane or something along those lines. I don't know. I feel like what we're gonna see is an Uther main tank, like almost certain.
Yeah, taking
I
away
don't
that
think anything
Garrosh
else
definitely
matters.
helps that out too.
Yeah, people just want Uther main tank right now, especially in these ranks, and it's just like, all right, if this goes to a game 3, we're gonna have one team get Uther main tank, then the other, then we're gonna see it banned, and we're gonna see a real game. You know what I mean?
Well, this is a ban right up against Ryokai, taking away that Sylvanas. And
Yeah,
ReWind is going to
definitely a
answer with the
target
Anaban.
ban.
I'd imagine so. If anyone paid
Yeah.
attention to Division A last season, ReWind made their
Yeah.
money with Sylvanas.
Definitely. And what's up, Shui? Your wave is right here. What's up? It's a head nod. Is Porky on support this season for ReWind? I know his Ana is
For
really
ReGen,
strong.
that's a good question.
Or
I
ReGen.
don't know where the roles are kind of falling into place tonight. That's a great question.
There's that
And
Uther.
there's that Uther first pick. All right.
All right. Cool. Junkrat being banned. I love to see a Junkrat ban. I am honestly so tired of Junkrat that I can't even articulate it. Ooh, Carbon. I mean, who wouldn't expect Carbon to pick up Li Ming? You know what I mean?
Well, the Li Ming pick, I'm curious to see if they're going to try to counter the Uther heals with some sort of poison effect. Lunara can be effective against an Uther. You can also see things like Gul'dan become effective against the more bursty armor type heals that Uther can provide. But instead, it looks like
Yeah.
Malfurion, which could signal to me that they're thinking about like maybe even a Tracer later on who can be really good with Malfurion.
Perhaps. All right, so it is an Uther main tank, and we see the Hanzo picked up alongside a Lucio for some major heals. If we do see that poison damage, it's going to be rough. You know what I mean?
Well,
to
Slexia, this isn't just Lucio.
get-
This is who do you
What?
think's Lucio? Possibly the best Lucio player in North America.
Cool. Grats. Who do you think? I don't know what to say, but what I'm trying to say is even so, Lunara and Gul'dan, you know, don't have immediate execution until they hit 16. So, yeah, I believe in his play. It's just some things you can't buff with being the best.
Well said. Well, no Chen here. Final ban, it is belonging to ReWind, and they want to get rid of this Johanna.
Solid. I don't know what they would pick up over on the side of ReGen, and I'm excited to find out.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, okay. Well, I mentioned Lunara. There she is. But I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if they go in for a double support of their own. Possibly a Medivh. Possibly the Tassadar as well. I think could fit into this comp.
Yeah. Yeah, Tassadar is super popular right now, too, and Lupus on that ETC is a definite strong pick.
I'd probably go more so
Excellent
right now for the
play.
Tassadar because you're going to need some sort of wave clear for the solo lane. He can fill that role. But we'll see what Vespertine wants to pick up here in the final slot after seeing the Maiev and Sonya, a great combination for ReWind, get picked up in the 4-5.
What about a Malthael? Just kidding. I love Malthael. I don't know why. Vespertine. What you play, Vespertine? Arthas.
Just an Arthas.
Okay.
All right, so just the counter
Makes
to the
sense.
Sonya, they want the Arthas. So chat, you guys are here. Thanks for showing up, by the way. Time to vote with your keyboards. Hashtag ReWind or hashtag ReGen in chat right now. Show your support. Who you here rooting for? Slexia, what are your thoughts? Which team got the better end of this draft?
Based on the players and what they play, a lot of people on the side of ReGen have their strongest heroes. And you're saying, you know, the Lucio is on the strongest. So I am liking the ReGen draft solely because I know that Carbon is so finely tuned on that Li Ming that it's going to be oppressive. And I know that once we hit 16, Lunara is just going to wreck face. ETC played by Lupus is absolutely insane. And that's my pick based on what I know. Now I've seen RewinD, I've casted RewinD. I think they're strong with the poke from Ryokai, with the annoyance that Sonya can bring in those tight points fighting over the beacon point. It's going to be tough, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, let's introduce these teams over here on the right-hand side, so I guess I'll start with them. In the red tonight, we got Captain TT Porky on the Malfurion, Troy 1010 playing the Lunara, Lupus on that ETC, Vespertine playing the Arthas, and down here we see Carbon on the Li Ming. Ladies and gentlemen, they are ReGen.
And on the blue side, playing for RewinD is Chaotic on Maev, Fade playing Uther, Ghost Dunk on the Sonya. Who do you think on Lucio and Ryokai playing Hanzo?
Well, here we are at mid. I'm, of course, going to be sure to show you guys these level 1 talents as you always want to see. And is that an Aether Walker from Li Ming? Okay.
That is a really good pick right now. It's super strong. It is like the hot for Li Ming.
It's the talent Blizz loves to buff and people always love to complain about, but we'll find out here in week number 1, map number 1 for these teams if it's going to pay off.
There were some great tethers put onto Lupus on the ETC. He was able to slide out though. With the XP changes, the anomaly here in the Nexus, I think we're going to see both teams focusing more on their potential to get experience, although it does look like ReGen just went bot and decided, no, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get this gank. Ghost Dunk is first blood of the game on that Sun.
And this fortification camp just spawning, looked like ReGen might have wanted to play a bit aggressive on it, but with Sonya now spawned back on the map, they're going to just get back to the rotations, find some of these XP globes, which are brand new to the game. If you're watching this VOD in the future, you need to know we're only in day number 3 or day number 2 of this new patch.
Yeah, 3.
So, yeah, day number 3 of the new patch. So still a lot of learning to do for players that haven't had the opportunity to experience too much of it. So we'll see how that plays out as well.
Yeah, both teams about even in experience. RewinD just kind of slowly creeping up on level 4. There are some interesting splits here just to catch all of that. So Li Ming did rotate bot, and it looks like ReGen is really focusing on being together as a team. Well, RewinD is trying to catch them in their own rotation, but it's not really fruitful at the time. It's just kind of showing that's our strat. We're going to catch you on your rotation.
Well, both these teams kind of hanging around that support camp right now and making sure they're getting the XP. It's a half-level lead for ReGen at the current moment of this one. But it doesn't seem like RewinD's really been missing out on too much. Is that really just the XP that Sonya missed earlier? But it is a slight lead right now, and it is in favor of ReGen, and they're going to use that advantage on the support camp right here.
Yeah, Fade was discovered, but Lupus was able to face melt them back, and ReGen is able to pick up the bioemitter here.
Ooh, a big
My favorite
orb
part of Volskaya. Getting all the toys.
The only part of Volskaya for me. Get the toys and have some fun. It's like Christmas morning.
It is. Oh, those experience globes, Lupus. Are you gonna get it, Lupus? No. That was for the other side. It just looks like it's for red side because we're observing. So I was like, wait a second. Who would actually leave that there?
First objective has started, and it's control point A here at the middle of the map, as you know. It looks like ReGen's going to stand on it first and begin this channel. ETC on the point.
Begin this channel while they have 2 people in lanes getting level 7 as well.
Good point.
I'm excited
Sonya,
to see how this plays.
I'm curious about the Sonya Li Ming matchup because Carbon's able to have the range advantage. Sonya doesn't seem to be comfortable walking up and maybe getting some of those XP globes. As the power slide comes in with the follow-up roost, there's some magic missiles and second kill of the game. This one belonging to Malfurion. Oh, turret drop, bottom lane.
Excellent.
There's another one.
No, Hanzo going down this time. There is constant communication, you can tell in comms, like this person, pick that person. Having people split all around the map is just giving them vision 100% of the time. And to answer to what you were saying about the team bottom lane and having Li Ming poke, I mean, Sonya's safer fighting at her towers, letting the wave die there. just to absorb the experience. You know, with that poke, it can be pretty rough. What's up, Alex M?
Alex M in the house asking who let Carbon play Ming. Did they misclick several times during ban phase? So far, so good for the Li Ming, honestly.
Yeah, so far so good. I predicted there would have to be an Uther main tank, and I think they decided, you know what, we're just gonna make sure we secure that because ReWind did have the first pick, and Carbon got his first pick as well.
Yeah, I talked about maybe
so
this
this
Lunara being
Triglav-
a smart selection, and I'm happy with what we've seen so far out of her. Looking at the build, Nature's Culling picked up at level 4 is going to help them a ton in the siege department, which they somewhat lack with just the Li Ming and having an Arthas for your solo lane. You're not really bringing a lot of siege to this matchup. Ooh, Hanzo.
Right. Oh, Hanzo going down. Ryokai falling at the hands of the Lunara. Or should I say the hooves? You know, because it's like a dryad with hooves. I don't know. Probably the hooves. All right, so level 9, almost level 10 for ReGen here, and they're taking this fort down, which will certainly secure them their experience needed. And here we are, ultimates being picked up for the red side, turret camp picked up by the side of ReWind.
Support camp was available, but it looks like ReGen just wants to play fight time fight right here, looking for some kills. So far, nothing available, so they might actually rotate. Yeah, it looks like they will back up to the support camp and just get what they can during this power play they have here.
Yeah. So there was really no one to pick off. They decided the toy is more important than another pick. They've been getting those. Now they have one turret and the support camp. Actually, they have 2 support bio-emitters. Oh, and the slide coming in from Lupus on the ETC with the root follow-up, but Ryokai using his trait to get out. Who do you think? Just healing him up so he can stay back and poke. But this is where the Warden's Cage comes out, and Lupus is actually stunned and does die here. The bio-emitter was dropped, but it was not enough.
Yeah, he threw down that bio-emitter as quickly as he could, but there's a lot of burst damage. Didn't quite get the armor he needed from his basic abilities, and that'll be the first death of the game for ReGen, but they might be able to pay it back here. There's the roots landing on Sonya, and she is down, I believe, for the second or third time in this match. Second time, confirmed.
That's a rough go for Ghost Dunk bottom lane. One that can typically go unnoticed for a while, but like I said, ReGen has their eyes on every lane at all times. Right now they don't have it on top lane, but I mean, it's clear someone has to be there. Someone's missing, right? They are pushing, and Lupus is mid just looking to get this experience. But ReWind has a different idea, and they're looking to rotate on the 4-man bot with Lupus trailing behind. Maiev does go in and gets the pull onto Lunara, and that is a kill.
And now ReGen's got to be careful. Dragon's Arrow just back online if Rio wants to find another play here, but ReGen gonna wisely back on up to their fortification camp, work on getting some more of those turrets before this next objective, and that's just 20 seconds away.
20 seconds away, and they are very close to level 13. ReWind does not want them to have that turret camp, but they were able to pick it up, and it looks like there's a fight on this choke point as they are down the Lunara. They're deciding, though, maybe not, maybe not.
Well, 13's almost here for ReGen. They're gonna surely get it, and there it is. Before this objective starts up, they're gonna now move their red bodies up to that top lane, and it's gonna be Malfurion first standing on the point, ETC and Li Ming holding this vent here. See if anyone wants to make the rotation through. Lunara also helping scout out around mid, and Arth is still pretty far away down in the bottom, holding on to that biotic emitter.
Siege camp is available for ReGen, and it looks like Carbon is going to pick that up. Lunara is going to assist with that, and you know, it looks like we're going to have both teams at level 13 before we see another fight, as ReWind is just picking up that talent now. This is going to be a really impactful, important fight, because top lane is pretty weak for the side of ReWind, and oh, here comes the first fight, and Arthas is actually the one to go down. I didn't even see how that happened.
Yeah, it's just, again, Maiev finding these tethers and getting those isolated kills each time. That's been the bread and butter so far for these 3 kills from ReWind. And now with that control, they're going to move on to the capture point. Start the channel in their favor. ReGen was able to get up to 75. But still 10 seconds till Arthas respawns. They're going to be able to potentially just get this objective outright right here.
Death timers are relatively low though, and ReWinD putting their focus more on this bio emitter than the objective point itself. So it's time for that fight again. This time Arthas is going to be there and not get insta-ganked maybe. If no one else can get ganked before he's here, which he is now arriving, this time ReWinD has turned the tables and they have the 2 support camps.
Yeah, 2 support camps and a turret, just the 1 turret in the hands of ReGen right here. It's Uther on the front line taking the bulk of the damage. Still holding on to that emitter.
Yeah.
We'll see if he wants to throw it down, but there's that huge barrier from Lucio, but it's a 5-man mosh pit. Still no one down because the Lucio had that barrier active on everything.
Double support camp sound barrier through a mosh and everything that ReGen can provide, and now they are very low, taking quite a bit of damage. Arthas does go down again. Troy is standing back, poking with as much poison as he can. Carbon tapping from the well and just kind of standing back. Lupus does not want to give up though. He kind of slid in. I don't know if he's looking for the jukes or what, but Sonya is just rotating bot, and we're at 83% for the side of ReWinD.
And just like that, ReWinD is officially back in this game. They're going to get themselves a protector. Maybe another kill as a tether's there, and Troy is down once again. Lunara back at base, and that's one of their biggest anti-siege heroes, so huge opportunity now for ReWinD.
Huge opportunity. Chaotic is an absolute beast on this Maiev. I don't want to see this. If I were ReGen, I would not want to see that again. You know what I mean? Well, as we head into game 2 after this is over, I'm just like, ugh, what a beast. All right, so Triglov is here at the bottom fort. Porky is looking so festive on that.
He's spreading the Christmas cheer.
He really is. Just antlers adorned with Christmas lights. And that's just a fort gone. There's no question about it. Please note, though, that both offlaners are in lanes, still getting experience. Level 16s have been picked up for the side of ReWinD, though. Now ReGen did get their 16 talent here. This Triglov is at 64% still. And I'm not sure what the plan is from ReWinD after it does go down.
Well, ReGen's got to figure out a way to keep these squishy targets safe from Maiev. Chaotic has been that MVP caliber player so far for ReWinD in this one, and neutralizing his attacks is really the only option ReGen has. We'll see if they're going to alternate where they want to keep this Arthas, maybe protect the backline a bit more with him.
Also, deny that support camp 100% of the time with the poison damage and the resets, which there will be no resets if you cannot kill the opposite team. Like, you know, you gotta deny it from ReWinD if ReGen wants to have their comp execute successfully. So we see ReWinD already on the support camp, and ReGen has to be familiar. They're either gonna let them have it and then fight them and try to take it, or force it from them before the next objective, or B, not care about it and try something new. Looks like we'll find out because they didn't go after it.
Well, both teams kind of hanging around mid right now. Sonya near the siege camp up here in the top left, but Ghostnunk not wanting to start it quite yet. Next control point will be C down in the bottom lane, so always a good time to send that siege camp out top when you know everyone's going to be down bottom.
Get this fort down. Looks like that's what ReGen is looking to do. ReWinD is now aware and kind of postured to rotate and then change their mind. They do want to definitely clear the top siege camp, pushing on the side of ReGen, and it looks like they're trying to maybe bait them. But, I mean, they've been missing for a while. I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with where they're at, you know?
This is definitely the time of the game when kills start to matter. Any death here will surely mean you're losing an objective and possibly now losing a keep. They are exposed on both sides, bottom lane on the red side and all 3 lanes on the blue side exposed. So,
ooh, Lupus going into the bush where Ghostdunk was hiding. Now they are asserting dominance. ReGen is over here looking to debate ReWinD. Vespertine on that Arthas rotating right by all of the members, or 4 of the members of ReWinD. I feel like this is one of those like hunting things where it's like, I don't know what something Junkrat says, like he stalks his prey. Like they're just like, okay, let's find the time, let's look for something, and then we're gonna do it. you know.
Both sides showing a lot of respect. You know, it looked like ReGen maybe had an opportunity to move in for a kill, but they're going to look for Sonya. But look at that whirlwind removing the root. Wisely so by Sonya picking up that talent here up against the Arthas.
And this fortification camp is up in 9 seconds on the side of RewinD. Maybe that's why they're posturing over here to have one more thing. Just keep in mind that Fade does have that bioemitter in hand. And when Lupus goes in for that mosh, having that heal, maybe just one, you know, won't be as much as two, obviously, but I don't know if it'll allow them to get the kill. Oh, and they were looking for something, but holy...
Good cleanse there by Uther.
100%. No ults blown there, just testing the waters. Level 19 and a half for RewinD. They're looking for 20s. They're not even considering this objective point. RewinD also does have that siege camp pushing top. ReGen did pick up, I keep saying re and then re again, and then finishing it with the correct suffix because of both names. They did pick up their turret camp, and RewinD will get 20 before ReGen if...
Well, look at RewinD. They see that Li Ming's out. They see the Lunara's out, so they're moving right onto this keep wall right here. Catapult behind them. They still have that biotic emitter and turret with them as well.
Support camp about to get picked up.
But is it worth? I mean, if you lose this keep wall, you know, you're basically giving up the keep if you lose the objective as well.
I mean, the objective's at 50%. Level 20s have been picked up for RewinD. Help pings from Fade in the bush, or the Great.
They're going to get here in time.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Let's see what happens. Vespertine, the first to kind of look in, going on the treadmill, drops the turret and steps in. Army coming out. He is stunned. ETC stunned as well. We're in overtime, and that heal camp is put out by the side of RewinD. A lot is happening. Ghost Dunk is fading quickly. Ryokai is fading quickly. And the tether coming out from Maiev into the Warden's cage is a lot of damage. And Lupus getting a mosh, but no follow-up. Chaotic is going to die to poison damage, and that is the first kill of this encounter.
Oh, Ghost Dunk finally dropping his turret. I thought he was going to hold it the whole fight. Throws it down. Might get a couple more kills. Porky low. Yeah. And he does go down, but the resets! Li Ming, can she get all of them? This might be a mega kill.
What are you gonna do, Carbon? There's a turret on you, Carbon.
Oh no, Carbon!
Carbon, show us.
Lucio's got too much heals. He's like, I'm standing on my turret. Fight me, bro. Fight me, bro.
Both are at their turrets. Like,
oh
okay,
no!
Dominance. Oh, poking at the turret.
He's gonna give up the objective though. He's got to get back on. All right, he's back on now.
He right back in. He's looking for the jukes. He's trying to get him away from the turret so he can do some damage. And no, get back on the point. Let's see what happens. The turret's gonna expire for both sides.
He's just got to give it up. He's got to.
He is. I mean, no one else but Lucio can get in it.
Wow. That whole time though, there were catapults pushing mid and top, so a little bit of value. But this is an objective late game, 17 minutes and 45 seconds through. So once someone can hop in the gunner, a little bit of siege potential here for RewinD.
My god. Well, I mean, yeah. Late objective, Triglov, with one person in it is almost like comms were saying, whatever, just let him have it. No one else can get in it. It has a minute left and it's at 55% and dropping. ReGen does have the structural advantage, so even if they do lose another fort, it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, wow. Oh, big quick kill on Hanzo. No gunner in there right now. Sonya hopped out, so just Lucio trying to get out of here, but he's going to get popped out. Use a little bit of speed and a boop to get out of here. Ooh, Root's barely missing. But now with the hero down, that's 50 seconds without Hanzo. ReGen can start thinking about taking one of these keeps.
They still have to be very careful for this Maiev, who is looking to possibly go in, but with the Army of the Dead being popped, Chaotic kind of wants to stay back because another death on the side of RewinD is certainty or certain end. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's
ReGen wants to end here. They just got to keep this Lunara alive. There's the pings on Troy's head. They want to take Lunara out. ReGen so far not giving them the opportunity, kiting back successfully and now mounting up. They will forego this core attempt.
12 seconds until Hanzo is up. They're going to get all of the toys, I think. Looking first with this turret. Next, it looks like they're going up to the support camp. I wonder if there's a cryptic message here.
Well, this is play the game Hanzo, so if they sniff this out, that long distance Dragon's Arrow can come into play here. And they're close enough.
100% correct. They are staying spread. Yeah,
Right.
Here we go, down to their own fortification camp. And I don't know. Fade on the Uther is kind of just in the bush waiting. Vespertine walking right by him, going through that choke point, checking. It's like a cat and mouse game. As ReGen is heading mid, the weakest lane for RewinD.
It looks like they want to maybe steal away the siege camp that's up here. They
Maybe.
tried getting in that position, but RewinD not really giving them the full avenue to walk all 5 members in. So once again, backing up, playing it safe. They have the item advantage right now. So perhaps waiting for control point A to respawn is what they're trying to wait for. So it's gonna
Maybe,
be...
or they were just forcing see, here I am again, and then I'm like, oh wait, RewinD to take the camp, because both teams have used the shadows around the siege camp on the side of RewinD to kind of maybe try to set up a team fight. So now those are out. What's next? The Wisp is scouting by the next objective, but where are they going to get this gank? Now they're looking near the support camp. Like, come on, someone rotate.
Another thing to note, we are 21 minutes in. We're only at 6 stacks on Redemption right now, losing that death, so he's going to have to build those back up before control point A. Going to want to make sure he's able to do full damage for his kit here at level 20, and oh, almost paid for it again.
He knew what he was doing. He knew he had an escape. He wanted to make sure he could see where they were. Lunara is now trailing a bit behind. Does have the advantage of being a hippity-hoppity there. I don't know.
Porky on the point, holding a turret. Lupus with the other. Troy has the biotic emitter. No items at all for RewinD right now, but 3 seconds away their fortification camp will be spawning. And they have all 5 members in here in position to grab it, so they will at least have 1 item here. But Slexy, is that going to be enough to take a fight? We've seen the damage output be a little bit low at times in this matchup, and
we're about to find out. I know that they can't afford to wait much longer. A lot of zoning, bodying by Lupus. A lot of insanity coming out from Chaotic. You never know when he's actually going to go in.
Oh, there's Wrath Pop.
Stun. Holy moly, Lunara exploded, and the Warden's Cage is so successful with the tether pulling them all in. Lupus gets the mosh, and Lucio is the one to go down. Chaotic just diving into the backline, not able to do much. Vespertine is looking very low. Both turrets and the support camp are down, but there's so much damage going out onto the side of RewinD. Carbon is cleaning up. Maev down. Uther down as well. We just have Ghost Dunk and Ryokai left. Vespertine on the hunt for this Sonya. They're like, what objective? We're gonna get these kills, and there is Sonya down. Ryokai's the only one left. Wave of Force displacing him, and he is down. That is a 5-man team wipe. Vespertine is already heading to core. This looks like it's gonna be GG going over to the side of ReGen for game 1.
Well, that was quite the exciting one. We were 10-10 at the end of that game. It was a mega kill. 23 minutes in for ReGen, gonna secure Volskaya Foundry and a 1-0 lead here on the NGS Game of the Week.
Volskaya Industries. Exciting times.
Oh, the most exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at our match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. I gotta put these glasses back on. There we go.
Me too, my bad. Hold on.
So that was a long one. How long did I say? It was like 27th minute, something like that?
23-33.
23-33. Yeah, that's a long match. It's Hanzo, 60k, up against a Liming at 70k. Those are your damage leaders, but it was Carbon. A little bit of shade thrown out in chat by Alex M, but 10-0 for Carbon. Not too shabby on Liming.
Yeah, that's like who let Carbon play Li Ming? Did they miss click several times? Yeah, that's like Carbon is synonymous with Li Ming. Everyone knows it. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, 10 kills, 0 deaths, but much love and respect to Maev, who set up a lot of what RewinD was able to do. The kills were scattered around their team, but those umbral binds or whatever, what is it called? The W. Is it just tether? Am I trying to be extra?
Yeah, umbral
It's not
bind. You
working?
had it.
Oh, wow. I retained something. Those were amazing, you know?
They were.
But those support camps really determined who would win those team fights. And taking that Lunara out really put a lot of pressure onto Carbon to perform because ETC can only last so long. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, I mean, you notice a few times those mosh pits were big. There was one, it was a 5-man mosh pit, but the damage was very tough to put out against the armor from Uther and that barrier from Lucio. So often when they got those big mosh pits, the kills just didn't come out as quickly as they were hoping.
right. The double support camp fight. I knew we were going to Infernal Shrines.
Oh, is that where
So
we're going? Okay.
Here we are. Yeah, my bad. I just announced it. Infernal Shrines. Let me get you in here. I thought you invited me. It was.
Oh no, I got it. I got it.
Looper.
Join off you. There we go.
So when I was talking about like, okay, we don't want to see Dragonshire if we're ReGen for RewinD. It's a very strong map for them. I feel like if we are RewinD, we don't want to see Infernal Shrines for ReGen because I feel like this is a strong map for them. So I'm not sure who picked this map, but I'm guessing ReGen did.
Well, the draft team one says, oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, it was a ReGen pick then. That looks right.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is a strong map for them. I remember just watching Porky play last season on this map when he first stepped into a support role. And now that he's had more practice, I can only imagine it's going to be crazy times. What's up, chat? How are you guys doing?
Yeah,
Thanks
how
for
is chat
joining
doing?
us.
Valkymer, I'm glad you enjoyed that momentary lapse of judgment with my glasses off. I hope you enjoyed it. And
I had to put my WeenusCon glasses on. Super fresh pair, but it's really hard to see. So it's like they're just, it's not even transparent. It's just pure black lenses.
Also, shout out to Gen Jesus in chat. He says, "Let's go!" I couldn't agree more.
Anomaly in the house. Is he still?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. He's assistant captain, helping out Carve now.
All right. Well,
actually, I think they're playing. Aren't they in a match right now? Or no, it starts at no. It starts at 10:30. I actually told them I might pick it up if this one ends early, so we'll see. If this goes to game 3, it's not going to be an option. If it happens to end here, maybe I'll be able to cast that one. But looks like our teams are ready for game number 2, so that's good news.
Yeah. All right. So here's my early prediction. I'll wait until we get into draft.
Sure.
Is it a 30-second delay?
Yeah. It's a 30-second delay.
Spoil any strats I feel might happen here. 30 seconds is not quite long enough for my talking, at least. Genji's is saying we play in 20.
10. I think you're mistaken, Genji. The time showed 10:30 earlier, unless that changed.
Murda managing his team's well casting. The match of the week.
Oh, I gotta drop the chat. Sorry, people watching and wanting to see who that bottom right hero will be later. Ana first ban. We did see the Ana banned out in game number 1 by RewinD, so sticking to it here, and Porky will not be able to play the sniper heals.
So that is definitely a strat of his on this map. I would ban the Maev, possibly. Or maybe they're not concerned.
Sylvanas.
Instead, it's Sylvanas. Okay, so it's like, all right, let Chaotic have Maev. I think Chaotic's being underestimated here. A beast. Chaotic's a beast.
Well, they're going to have to choose taking away the Maiev, possibly taking away the Uther. In Game 1, we saw them take away a Junkrat. Maybe they want to use Junkrat here on Infernal Shrines. A little bit better for me on Volskaya Foundry, but
No,
there's
no
the
one wants
Junkrat
to see
ban.
Junkrat.
Okay.
I think that's like a respect ban for both teams. Like, we won't play Junkrat. If
Right.
you don't, we'll ban them. We'll
Like a
use one of
gentleman's
them. Those
agreement.
traps are ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no one
Yeah,
likes those silencing
so-
traps anymore. It's out of hand.
So who will we see banned now?
It's either Uther or Maiev. Hanzo, really?
Right, so they're just locking Ryokai out.
It seemed like
of
Hanzo
some
was
of
the
his
one.
stronger pick.
But like to me, it felt like Hanzo was the one hero they didn't have too much trouble with in Game 1.
Right,
Like-
but here he has so many more advantages. This map is huge, and I don't know. I knew
Scatter
they
arrow
weren't going to
build
pick
here.
up the Uther main tank here. I would not be surprised if we see an Uther main tank on the side of ReGen. But I could be wrong. With Ana being down, maybe not. I
Well,
know they would have loved to go Ana Uther here, but that's just going to be shut down.
the opportunity
Let's see.
is here. Perhaps also taking away that Lucio from Who Do You Think, an option for them. They want the Sonya and the Uther.
And there
so-
is the Uther. Yeah. The game of who will play Uther. Like I said it before we went into the last draft. What we're probably going to see is each team playing main tank Uther once. Then if we go to a game 3, they're just going to ban main tank Uther.
Well, it seems as though you're from the future, Slexia. You've already seen
am.
this, and you're just telling us how it plays out.
It's just I've seen it so much. Watching a lot of streams lately. Watching, things happen. Just Uther. It's one or the other. Oriole getting picked up as well as Vala. Nice. Oriole does a lot. If Alex M is still in chat.
Yeah, does
What's
this
that?
have to be a task ban?
Actual Oriole player of my dreams.
Does this have to be a task ban? I think it maybe does for ReGen here. 3 seconds
Yeah,
to make
that's
that
rough.
decision.
Yeah. Do it. You won't.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Kidding, they did. Yeah. Extra walls? Absolutely not. No one wants.
So final ban now on the clock. It belongs to RewinD, already picking up their main tank, which they didn't have in Game 1, and they pair it with an Ariel and a Vala. Still no main tank, unless it's the Uther for ReGen, but I think they're going to assume that Uther will be playing the tank role, so it's just a gray main ban here. Not sure where they're going with that one.
I mean, Greymane's rough.
I guess he's really good
know.
against the Vala if you can leap on and
Right.
get 2 auto attacks. ReGen with 2 picks here, number 3 and 4. They're going to take away the Maiev and pick up a Gul'dan to counter some of the damage that maybe would be good up against their own Uther.
That is absolutely disgusting. I wouldn't be surprised to see Leap from Sonya with what I'm looking at here. But then again, and this is just me speculating in a fantasy world I've created in my mind for these games. Who knows?
I play Leap exclusively. Wrath of the Berserker can get the heck out of here. Medivh
Okay.
and Leoric for the final 2 selections of RewinD.
Okay. Alex M is in chat. Debatably one of the best Oriole players, if not the best I've ever seen, saying if this Oriole picks anything but Searing Light, I'll be closing the stream. We will update you immediately upon talent selection. We'll check it first. I'll check it, let Murder know if he's able to show them, because I want you to stick around, Alex.
I love this final pick, Stukov. It does multiple things for ReGen here. 1, gonna be shutting down that Iron Skin from Johanna. 2, maybe getting rid of some of these Force of Wills that Medivh's going to want to be putting out as well to protect his team. Slexia, what are your thoughts on this draft in chat? Make sure you're throwing out hashtag RewinD or hashtag ReGen in chat right now so we know who you are picking for game number 2.
All right, my thoughts on this draft. Well, we have the Uther main tank. I know that Ghost Dunk is great on Leoric. there's a lot of burden of execution for Ryokai here, playing the very squishy Vala. You know, there's no Tassadar, just Oriole and a Medivh with Protect. Maybe the next best thing. Without Vala, what does RewinD have here? That's my concern. I think it's going to be a spicy matchup, and having Porky playing the Sonya is going to be something else.
You want to introduce our blue team?
It's Vespertine, my bad, Rip. Yeah, on the blue side, playing for RewinD, we have Vala, played by Ryokai, Ghost Dunk, playing Leoric, Medivh, played by Chaotic. Who do you think on Oriole, and Fade on Johanna? What's up, Rigor Mortis?
And over on the right-hand side, we got Vespertine on the Sonya, Troy playing Gul'dan, Porky swapping over to Stukov late there, Lupus on the Uther, and last but not least, playing the Maiev, it will be Carbon. Ladies and gentlemen, they are ReGen.
Just ReGen, right? No
Just
color,
ReGen.
just ReGen.
You know, it's just like we needed like kind of a centerpiece
ReGen
team.
Glitter.
ReGen Glitter. That's your
Anyway.
future team name,
All right.
right?
Alex M, I hate to break it to you, but it is Swift Sweep. Please don't leave. Stay around. Stick around.
Oh, God.
Swift Sweep picked up by the Oriole.
If you are leaving, make sure you slap that follow button. Anyone who's in chat right now, we are just a few of you lovely viewers away from reaching 1,000 followers here on the NGS Twitch page. So maybe we make that dream happen tonight, or maybe we save it for next week.
Maybe the dream becomes a reality, but speaking of reality, Ryokai's health is very low. That's a reality, and if anyone just even whispers in his ear, he's dead, because I'm pretty sure Vala has very low health to start with, less than 1,400.
Medivh using some of those portals, going to get Vala right on top of this siege camp here on the side of RewinD. ReGen opting for the neutral camp down bottom. They're sending down the Uther, Stukov, and Gul'dan. Solo lane matchup, we haven't watched this yet. It's Vespertine up against Ghost Dunk. It's the Sonya versus the Leoric as a spear misses from Vespertine.
All right, so Sonya being pretty oppressive, getting a feel for Ghost Dunk on the Leoric, getting the sucky suck, and backing up.
Is that the official term for it, Slexi?
Yeah. Full suck build. Taught to me by Lupus. Believe it or not, Lupus and friend.
Well, a good whip there by Ariel. Not enough follow-up. Good silence now onto the
Wait a
Vala.
second.
Woo!
Oh my god, the corruption coming out with the silence. Only at level 4 was almost enough to delete Ryokai. I am terrified.
Well, does it get stronger from here? We will see. There's the Leoric connecting again on one of those spooky hands. Vespertine doing a pretty good job of healing himself up with those whirlwinds, and it's been pretty much a stalemate in the top lane, so we're going to try to watch some other spots around the map as all of our bottom camps have been picked up and killed, so it's just these bruiser camps available. Shrine activating in the top lane means these aren't going to be too much of a threat during the objective, but both sides opting to push them out now. Stukov nearby. Here comes Uther, maybe invading this camp. Loses.
Oh, wow. And the whip from Oriole onto Lupus is what saves that camp from being stolen. He has to put a stun out, and Vespertine comes in with a whirlwind to zone out the rest of the team because Lupus is very low. Fade is not wanting to give up. That Johanna is putting in work. Chaotic just looking to get his stacks right now. He's at 20. Not wanting to do too much, you know.
Well, that was a lot of double support being double support, if you ask me. Neither side able to pick up a kill, but instead we are going to have another 5v5 match in this top lane. It's actually just Medivh currently away from the top lane. Maiev, the furthest behind for ReGen, on the way almost here in the top lane right now, so it could be a little skirmish breaking out right before our eyes.
A little skirmish before each team's reach level 7. Who do you think swiftly sweeping the side of ReGen? Fade coming in looking to clump them up, but not really. There is not much to follow up. Ryokai is poking as he can, and I feel like ReGen is in a tough spot, rotating in from that choke point. I think turning the tables, trying to force RewinD over to their side. Fade looking very low. Porky kind of going in. We all know that Stukov hits like a Mack truck, and now Fade is just dropping even more. The stun from Lupus coming out with the corruption follow-up leaves Fade running for his life. And ReGen is taking a very dominant stance now here on this objective. 33 skeletal defenders, 34 at this time for RewinD, 30 for ReGen. We are still seeing the battle.
Yeah, turning their focus now onto Vala. She gets that Force of Will survive for now. Just a little bit of blue on that health bar for Ryokai. Does get the heal from Ariel as Uther becomes first blood of the game. And look at that, RewinD picking up the first objective to go with that kill. Sonya's still in there spinning, but I don't think Vespertine makes it out as the Punisher leaping on from above. And that'll be the second kill there for RewinD as they siege forward onto this top fort.
Yeah, that detainment strike really knocked the Sonya against the wall, and then the Immortal stunning, you know, Vespertine immediately was just lights out for him. But this Punisher is already at half health, and there's still one tower almost dead, and this fort's barely getting chunked down. So regardless of having a couple losses, I don't think they're going to be able to push much further than getting just this fort, as it is typical with the first Immortal.
As it is typical.
As it is typical.
Sonya split soaking the bottom lane. Some heroes from RewinD assuredly on the way. Looks like it'll be Vala and Ariel. No, they're going to stop off at the siege camp first, so it'll be Leoric instead picking up these XP globes. Up top, it's Uther solo soaking, but that XP is deep, and Lupus doing a good job here. Note the new XP changes, letting some of those globes drop right next to his wall. Pick up the good globes, leave the bad globes.
Yeah. Pick up the good ones, leave the bad ones. Globes for everyone. With RewinD being closer to 10, ReGen definitely wants to, you know, wait until they can safely get these experience globes. But I don't know if they're going to have that luxury because RewinD is kind of being aggressive mid lane. The silence coming out from Stukov, though, does land onto Ryokai. And not much is followed up with that because level 10s have been acquired by the side of RewinD. We have Blessed Shield, Crystal Aegis. What else? Sorry, pardon me. Leyline. Hold on, I want to see what's happening here. Rain of Vengeance and Entomb. Sorry, I thought there was going to be some all-out battle before level 10.
Well, a lot of reliance going to be on Medivh to set up some of these plays. The Captain Chaotic was an all-star in game number 1 on that Maiev. We'll see if the Medivh, another hero starting with the letter M, can be of the same value to his team now with that heroic Leyline seal. On the other side, ReGen just picking up their heroics. Looks like swipes. We got the Warden's Cage. Divine Shield. I was expecting to maybe see Hurricane, whatever it's called. What's it called? Yeah,
Leap.
that one. Yeah. Well, Leap would be great too from Sonya. And the last one, it's Horrify from Gul'dan, so.
Okay. So, looking at the reality here, Fort is down top for ReGen.
Oh, Carbon.
Carbon is getting picked off currently mid lane. And level 12s have been picked up or acquired, almost level 13 talent tier for RewinD. If I were ReGen, actually, if you were ReGen, what would you be doing right now?
I'd probably be dying somewhere in this one, but maybe this is exactly the play they want to make. They find an opportunity with that Bruiser camp available up top, knowing their opponents may be there. They're going to get some pressure onto... Oh, and the Horrify is going to hit Medivh. He does have his stacks complete already. Arcane Rift was completed earlier. But that's a big pickup now with the objective just 3 seconds away.
Definitely a big pickup. Stunning Medivh right next to that portal was super clutch by Lupus. And we only have 10 seconds until Medivh is up again. So... Ooh.
It's going to be enough time for ReGen to get a 20 skeletal defender lead, make it 25. They're moving through these quickly. Leoric showing up along with the rest of RewinD. Here's Medivh back on the map, flying in Raven form, but just 4 more skeletal defenders for ReGen will mean they pick up this second objective of the game, and that should do it with Sonya spinning away on the rest of them. Do you want to note
this
top
is a
lane, there's a
mortar.
bruiser camp still pushing during this. Sonya's going to have to hearth and deal with it. So just 4 heroes from ReGen going to push with this Punisher.
And Leoric is mid, so it's 4v4 with the Mortar Punisher. Danger pings coming out from the side of RewinD. This fort is definitely down. Once Sonya is done with that top camp, not sure where she'll be headed. I don't know how much they're going to get of this keep. RewinD is ready. Johanna kiting that Punisher back all the way to the mid fort. And
Watch
the sidewall
Ghost Dunk
is
here.
broken.
Ghost Dunk maybe going to look for the deep flank and tomb during the retreat here. We'll see if ReGen can get out before that happens. But he's definitely going to want to move in here if the rest of his team can step up after this Punisher goes down.
Sonya is probably going to find him before. Actually, Sonya went straight to Siege Camp. And there are pings of where they are going.
Oh, he's
Here
got
comes
this.
Ghost Dunk looking for that. He got the sucky suck onto Troy with the follow-up from Ryokai, but that leyline seal kind of messed up the whole thing there, and Warden's Cage comes out, but it's just really an accessory here to maybe a possible murder on Fade going on over by the Siege Camp. A lot is happening down beneath that, though, with Carbon getting quite a few Qs off on the side or onto RewinD, and they're having to back up. They are very low.
Porky stepping all the way up, throws the virulent reaction onto Leoric, but he's able to barely walk out before any follow-up shows up for ReGen. Now it's Johanna, who is very low in that fight herself. Fade able to survive through it. Only losing the Medivh was RewinD, falling for the second time in the matchup, but they've done a fantastic job throughout this one of keeping their backline alive in these fights.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Porky broke the sidewall immediately when the Punisher got there too and went in to root at that point. Aggressive play from a Stukov. You'll love to see it.
You just saw Sonya steal away that siege camp on the other side of the map. ReGen working on their own siege camp right now. No other camps available on the map, but also the one down bottom was pushed out by the red side.
Top Bruiser camp is available for ReGen though at this time too, and I think that ReGen has their eyes on just macro so that they can divert the attention from what their true goal is, or maybe they're just looking to weaken this top fort, which is what they're doing. All right,
Yeah,
so Lupus posturing.
I was going to say, just like in game 1, ReGen starting to take advantage here in the mid to late game. Now finding another route onto Rio there, but able to vault out and now turning it around. Swipes have to be played by Porky, and that will disengage the fight, but it was looking really good for RewinD for a minute. Here comes Leoric. No, I thought he maybe wanted to rip that in tomb, but he doesn't.
All right, I'm excited to see. Level 16s are almost being picked up by the side of RewinD. I think that Carbon is okay. Carbon was anchoring there. Leoric was being spooky, and he moved. So now Bruiser Camp is where ReGen is headed. They certainly need to pick up 16 before they even think about fighting on this objective.
Both sides going to get their bruiser camps out just in time for this objective. 5 more seconds until it's active up top. The first one that was in the top lane won by RewinD, able to get through the top fort of ReGen, but this time is ReGen first in the pit. And you saw during the second objective, having the Sonya in here is so valuable. Vespertine able to spin on all these targets, keep himself alive through all the healing, and ultimately collect a lot of those skeletal defenders very quickly.
Yeah.
They're going to play this one a bit slower without level 16.
Oh, and there's the Entomb on Lupus with the follow-up, but the fear and his own D-shield saving his life. No man down, and a lot of ults were used. Actually just one, but it felt like thousands.
Well, it was the Horrify as well from Gul'dan.
You're right, you're right. A lot of ultimates used there. But both
Wrath of
teams
the
do have
Berserker pop.
16s, and Vespertine is in here with Wrath of the Berserker, yes.
Warden's Cage now coming out. Gonna pull Ariel, but she hits that little wall next to her, so it doesn't go all the way back into the center. Force of Will now hitting out the multiple members as RewinD will pick up the first kill. It's Uther falling. And this could mean more unless the Sonya can find something, but plenty of healing coming out right now from Ariel. And there's that Crystal Aegis keeping
Yeah.
another
No,
member
Gul'dan
alive.
is in a good spot, though. Gul'dan is in a good spot putting this damage out. RewinD is very low, but they have to back out. Leyline coming out, Carbon avoiding it with the detainment strike, hitting Porky, and yeah, that's 2 members down. Vespertine entombed. Oh.
And left. That could be the beginning of the end now with Sonya dying. That's a 40-second death timer. Punisher pushing top lane with just the Maiev and Gul'dan here in defense. The Gul'dan, it's the hero you definitely want to be here, but is it going to be enough without any sort of front line? Now Maiev's down. Gul'dan next to fall, very low, and will go down. So all 5 heroes of ReGen end up falling within those couple battles. Just Uther remains on the field.
Alright, Uther back up. I don't know. I mean, they are level 18. They are going to chunk this core down, but Porky's back up too. 4 seconds until Sonya's up. The Punisher is falling pretty rapidly. I think, depending on how they execute this, it may not be game.
Well, ReGen going to try to make a defense here. Gul'dan still 10 seconds away as Porky taking a chunk of damage, avoids that entomb. We'll get back in the base and now pop his silence, but 35% on the core, and RewinD knows it. They're going to end this game number 2 and send us to a decider here on the NGS game of the week.
All right, I'm calling it. Uther main tank will be banned for game 3.
Okay, well, I mean, you're from the future, so obviously that's what happens. Ladies and gents, let's take a look at our match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Unless it won't load, of course. It says wait
My
for
whole game crashed.
Oh, there we go.
So
all right, well, we'll wait for you
I'm
to
going to
get
have to
back
look
in.
at the stream to see the match summary.
Well, it was a good one. 8 kills for RewinD, just the 2 for ReGen. Top damage, once again, belonging to the side of ReGen. 47k for Gul'dan, but outstanding work from Ariel. No deaths for her. Who do you think really showing off his support prowess? First playing Lucio, now the Ariel there in game number 2, and RewinD has evened up the series, Lexia.
Yeah. Not Paradox saying 2 full days, Uther still 0% win rate? Question mark. And I put lol. He said no more Uther main tank, and I said that.
Is that the NGS
100%.
win rate?
I mean, based on what I've seen, I'm not sure, but we'll get those analytics, I'm sure, in the next episode of Nexus Edge, brought to you here live on this channel every Wednesday.
I did get to tune in last night briefly, but I watched the full VOD today. Gotta say, outstanding work by you, Lexia, joining up full time on the Nexus Edge staff there. A lot of fun getting to see Turd Herder back in there. So
yeah,
I'm excited for that.
it's a great time.
Is it every Wednesday? It's every Wednesday at 9 o'clock Eastern?
I think it varies depending on availability, honestly.
Okay. So in that time, just Wednesday nights. Stay tuned. Follow the action on the NGS Discord, of course. While we're here and we're talking about NGS type stuff, perfect time to mention the NGS Patreon. Ladies and gents, this is really what supports NGS, keeps the league going. Along with any sort of subscriptions and bits you throw to us here on Twitch, you can actively participate in our Patreon campaign. It is patreon.com/Heroes Nexus Gaming Series. And I have a quick ad for you, and we'll be right back. All right, so that was the NGS Patreon. Pop on over. There's some really cool Season 8 prizes that are just been updated. For those of you sign up, they're like Patreon rewards. You get a cool card with your name on it, a player card. There's like a lanyard. And the top tier, Slexia, tell them what the top tier is called, because I know you know.
Is it the moist tier?
It's the moist tier.
Yes.
So make sure you guys are checking that out. We are getting invited to our final lobby of the night, and it looks like it's going to be Battlefield of Eternity.
Battlefield of Eternity. Well, what will we see picked up? Hopefully not an Uther main tank, honestly. I know there's like, it's like the debate. What?
Likely not an Uther main tank, right? Because you're from the future and you already knew that part.
I mean, it hasn't worked. Not Paradox, the mathematician of HOTS in chat, even saying, you know, things. It just hasn't worked.
0 plus 0 equals 0.
It doesn't mean it's not viable. It's just not working in this competitive scene where teams practice and scrim and have their strategies. It's just not working. Everyone has a counter for it.
Well, here we go. Draft number 3 is underway. Here we are between RewinD and ReGen. This is a week number 1 matchup for Nexus Gaming Series Season 8 in the Heroic Division. I don't think we could have asked for much more for a Game of the Week matchup, Slexia. Getting to Game 3, heading into Battlefield of Eternity, both sides looking like they have what it takes to win. Really could go either way here.
It could. This is like Battlefield of Eternity is essentially should just be renamed Team Fight of Eternity because that's how this map is played. 2 lanes, fewer lanes to worry about with absorbing the new experience anomalies. More opportunity to get in and fight. Diablo being the first ban this time.
The first time we've called Diablo's name tonight, and it'll be a ban from ReGen. There's the Junkrat. He's been banned out now in all 3 of these maps. ReGen's put a focus on Sylvanas here tonight. Wouldn't be surprised to see her banned out again. This is one of those maps where Sylvanas, especially if you win that Immortal race, can become an absolute menace and definitely not a hero you want to play against. So if there's not a ban here by ReGen, it's signaling to me that they want to first pick that Sylvanas themselves.
Maybe. I think that ReGen might want Carbon to pick up their Li Ming. Not only good on this map, but Carbon on Li Ming. So we'll see if that's banned.
I just did like a little like head twerk there, like Ariel ban? Really? I mean, she was pretty good in game 2. Definitely kept the team alive. The Crystal Aegis definitely saved a few targets. But I mean, this is
I don't know. I didn't get to see the stats, or else I would have been able to maybe say some more about that. But Oriel can do a lot of damage, and they're opening Carbon up for a Li Ming pick here.
Li Ming, or like I said, that Sylvanas still available. I think if they don't take the Sylv, it's going to be a snap pick for Rio here. It's just going to be Carbon's Li Ming.
Yeah. Definitely left that available.
So is this Sylvanas for Rio? First opportunity of the night to grab it.
I mean, if that's what he's comfortable on here, he definitely can. I think they're going to need some heavy hitters and a lot of healing output. There's the Anubarak and the Sylvanas. Those interrupts are going to be critical from the Anubarak. But we must keep in mind how squishy that tank actually is. So Ghost Dunk has to bring it with another beefy frontline offlaner type of hero.
Well, how's Uther for you?
There's the Ana Uther. They picked it up, but they got Ana Uther. They got both. They got theirs.
So I love the Anubarak against the Li Ming. They're going to have to obviously be protecting a lot during the race because Li Ming's going to be the style that ReGen wants to fight on this thing. Just the poke from Li Ming and protecting her for as long as possible. Anubarak's going to be able to stand there for a very long time. Just throw out the beetles, soak up those orbs a bit. The spell armor definitely doesn't hurt either as they ban their final ban on Hanzo.
Squishy. The problem is Anubarak is just so squishy, and he does have his armor, granted, but I don't know. This is the Ana Uther combo. Like, I hope ReGen realizes right now, ooh, there's the Lucio ban. Like, they don't have those heavy heals that, what did you say, best Lucio.
Possibly best Lucio in North America.
And then, okay. Ooh. Okay. Who do you think has quite the job ahead?
Well, I mean, this is a pure race comp now for RewinD, getting that gray main, picking up the Hunter's Mark from Tyrande. They already have the Sylvanas, which is that hero you want after you win. But now they got some heroes that'll help them get to that winning position with the gray main and Tyrande. I love those 2 picks for them.
Yeah.
Thrall. Arthas to shut down the Gray Main. Thrall, technically same thing. If we see that Earthquake come out from Troy, it's really going to neutralize what Chaotic's able to do playing the GM. But this is also the Arthas they were able to win with in game 1, so maybe trying to go back to what worked for them.
Yeah, I mean, Arthas did get picked off pretty easily in game 1 too, but with the Gray Main, it's definitely a good call. Ooh, Tyrael. Are they going for a cheese comp? Sorry, I just immediately, if I see Gray Main, Sylvanas, and Tyrael, I think of Juice Pirates.
And the Anubarak too is used a lot in the Juice Pirate style just because the beetles active like a pseudo black arrows, you know, they're going to soak up those towers and make them do nothing. So this is definitely looking like you're onto something, Slexia. Will ReWinD try to sneak a few forts here on Battlefield of Eternity? There's only 4 of them. You know, if you get one, that's 25% of them down. That's a good margin.
The way they play Dragonshire, maybe. But I feel like they have a burn comp and they have a backup plan. You know what I mean? So they can either burn the Immortal or backup plan, whatever. Let's just head to a lane and get these structures down. Like, maybe that's the thing. I think that ReGen has a very strong comp here too. I think there's a lot of burden on ReGen to prove that Uther will work this season, seeing as it has a 0% win rate just tonight. Let's go.
Well, you want to introduce our left side first?
Yeah. On the side of ReWinD, Game 3 and a best of 3 for this week's Season 8. What is it called? Game of the Week. We have Chaotic playing Greymane, Ghost Dunk on Tyrael. Who do you think on Tyrande? Ryokai on Sylvanas, and Fade on Anubarak.
And coming out of the red base right now is TT Porky on Ana, Lupus playing the Uther, Carbon on his Li Ming, Troy down here sporting the Thrall, and up top on the Arthas for the second time tonight, it will be Vespertine. Ladies and gentlemen, they are ReGen.
You're always so fabulous with your announcement. So ReGen is purely just getting vision on this map, another huge factor in how to play this at first. You know, just kind of anchoring mid lane, seeing what's going on. Now they're all bots. Sleep Dart coming out, not really landing onto Ryokai. He is literally moving on stop. Love to see it.
I feel like it's just gonna be a lot of this trading for now.
It is. They want, you know, they want their talents. They want to be able to look for a pick, not be the pick. So ReGen is just playing safe, letting the wave come to them, have their towers to fight under. This could be the problem if ReWinD does decide to engage. They have the towers.
And they're already going to get a bit of damage through, about 25% as Ryokai taking the first chunk, and there's a good stun by Uther.
Oh my god, and
gonna
the follow-up
secure it.
stun.
Working for him for Greymane's going to give him enough armor to survive, but Carbon was definitely licking his lips, looking for that second kill. Maybe another chance here, but Lunar Flare going to shut down a bit of the damage from ReGen as Chaotic able to scamper away and survive for the second time in that.
He had 130 health. He did survive. Sentinel being sent up to the Bruiser camp on the side of ReGen. No one's there, but ReGen is on bottom siege camp. Now it looks like Arthas has Ghost Dunk pushed pretty far back into his towers.
Yeah, almost had him there. Landed the root. Didn't land the finishing touches on the kill. So Ghost Dunk's going to survive for now as that camp was picked up by ReGen here in the bottom lane. Carbon going to try to push him forward with some of those orbs. But they don't really have that front line, the scariness. It's just a Anubarak able to step forward and really not have too much to worry about with just the Uther here.
Looks like Carbon is going Q build on Li Ming, picking up Charged Blast for the level 4 talent. And both teams are heading to their Bruiser camps.
Charge Blast definitely going to help during the race.
And burning down any single target. I was actually using it in ARAM, I think yesterday, and had the time of my life.
Ooh.
I will tell you what. All right, so 5 seconds, both bruisers out. Carbon still bot, Arthas still top. Getting a slight level advantage by not heading immediately to the objective. Here we go. ReWind is on this Immortal and burning it pretty quickly, and the stun from the Immortal puts a lot of damage onto Fade. In addition to the zoning that ReGen is doing, Chaotic is just being harassed by 3 members of the side of ReGen. Getting rooted by that Arthas and executed by Thrall. Next to die will be the Tyrande, and Ghost Dunk is trying to make it out. Anubarak is also trying to make it out.
Yeah, Vespertine chasing Tyrael far there.
Yeah, Battlefield of Teamfights is showing its true colors as we see ReGen now burning down the Immortal.
Yeah, but Thrall and Leeming are very low mana. You see them kind of struggling to use anything. Thrall just basically auto-attacking for now, as the rest of ReGen...
That was reset City for a second, and now they're going to have to defend again. You're absolutely correct with that mana deficit. Oh, the Lunar Flare coming out onto Lupus, and he is CC'd, but provides some CC of his own onto Chaotic and is able to make it out. Vespertine just kind of zoning Ryokai. And the Immortal was actually picked up for the side of ReGen.
Well, that'll be the first objective of the game, not belonging to the team owning the Sylvanas. As level 7 very close now for ReGen. They're just about a wave away from having that mark. The Immortal's going to join them here in the bottom lane, smash through those XP globes for them, and there is level 7.
Perfect. Level 7 picked up. We are pushing with this Immortal. Its shield is non-existent, and it's dropping very quickly. Elune's Chosen put onto the Anubarak, but he's really just zoning and popping his shield when he can, poking at this Immortal. Maybe looking to dive into the backline, but probably not. Orbs coming out, slap into base onto the minion wave. And, I mean, ReWind is just looking for level 7s here. Ooh, the Sleep Dart and the stun follow-up onto Ryokai does not land a kill, but instead Fade goes in onto Troy. And the team is having to back up.
So very forgiving team fights here, having the double support, having all that armor stacked up. No one falling yet for ReGen, but 3 on the side of ReWind have gone down so far as Chaotic takes a big blast to his face. He's been one of those focus targets for ReGen here on BOE as they find a stun on Anubarak. A lot of damage, especially with that grenade too. But able to burrow charge out, Fade will head back to base and be ready for the next fight.
Anubarak actually burrowing across the map halfway. That was insane to get out. Excellent timing on that. And these orbs are just oppressive, but really not executing at this time. Level 7s, taking a look to see Calamity picked up. I'm keeping an eye on Leeming for some reason. Pure W build on the Anubarak. Hold on, there's a fight bot. What's happening? Lupus is looking low. He does have negative armor at this time. And Troy is trying to harass Chaotic, and he's not going to make it out. I don't think he has 120 health. It's dropping. He's at like 50 health, and he's backing. He almost died. Whoa.
Yeah, a lot of targets almost fell there. ReGen now able to siege in this bottom lane as 3 heroes had to head back to base. Also up top, Arthas winning this fight. Half health on the Tyrael right now is Ghost Dunk. He's going to take another chunk here by Vespertine.
Ooh. Alright, throwing his sword, looking to get out. ReWind is heading straight to the Immortal. And it is already past halftime.
A lot of extra beetles here. Fade going into this full W build on Anubarak. It's going to mean a lot more spell armor for him. Able to throw those Ws out much more frequently. And trying to prevent and stand in front of this Leeming damage during that race. But ReGen ultimately able to push halftime first. They have their level 10
now
talents.
Just at halftime. I thought we passed it. I was like, wait, halftime's over. Like, I don't know. Oh my god, so much damage on Anubarak with the follow-up of Disintegrate. Ryokai is the next to take so much damage. And, just a tip! Just a tip of that!
Carbon giving them the laser beam.
The freaking laser.
Alright, well, looks like ReGen on their way to picking up their second straight Immortal here on BOE. They've extended this lead now to about a level and a quarter. And almost certainly should be able to pick up this top fort with this 8-minute Immortal that's about to drop in. But Greymane steals away a little neutral camp in the bottom lane to maybe squash some of that push in the top lane.
Both teams holding their own as far as damage is concerned. I think what we're going to need to see in order to survive through these team fights is Ghost Dunk step into the fight. You know what I mean?
Yep, now picking up that Sanctification.
Yeah.
Arthas really deep on the backside, popping his ghouls. There's the Earthquake from Troy. As the Sanctification falls right on top. Well done by Tyrael, keeping a lot of heroes alive. And they're able to actually flip it around. Thrall first to fall in the fight. Arthas now low without any ghouls left, getting some of that healing reduction. We'll be able to scoot away as well.
Wow.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Anubrak, no.
Fade. The grenade on Fade almost took him out. A lot of damage, but what I'm seeing is some wild positioning by the side of ReGen. Vespertine all the way behind that fort, zoning out the backline. Sanctification, sure, but that was so much damage. Oh my god, Lupus, though, making it out. The resets for this Carbon on Li Ming are just too strong with a K.
No second reset there. There it is.
And yeah, this Tyrande is doing his best. I mean, excellent job by Tyrande, but it is so much damage coming out.
Do want to say a few follows coming in. Xeno Ender and Elixia. Thank you so much for those as we are approaching 1,000 followers here on the NGS Twitch page. Thank you so much for being new followers.
All right, level 13 just picked up for ReGen. RewinD is surely just hoping to clear these lanes, but they instead step into a position to get ganked. Sylvanas is the first to go down. Vespertine popping his ultimate, and Fade is the target. Lynch Chosen put on him, and who do you think is just auto-attacking and healing with all he can? But ReGen is making an aggressive push onto this bottom keep.
Fort's still standing behind him too.
Position. Yeah, they like I said, their positioning is wild. They are actually stepping beyond these structures and just going in for these kills. There is no safe place to fight for RewinD at this point. It's not over yet.
Well, they have a Talontier lead now. They are going to leave Uther, Arthas, and Ana here on the defensive side as Thrall and Li Ming once again try to work down the enemy Immortal. Two-man Howling Blast landing from Arthas going to slow them down a bit as it looks like RewinD might show up and take this halftime push. That was very close. Just a 2,000 XP difference, or HP difference, as ReGen has that slight lead right now.
Yeah, and ReGen is going to deny the opportunity for RewinD to be able to end this Immortal. That grenade dropped with the disintegration onto Fade even after popping the armor is just not enough. Lupus, though, looking very low, having to pop Divine Storm, and Sanctification pops as Li Ming is looking to get more kills. The orbs just coming out, pops Tyrande in the face, ends her life, and Lupus is chasing Chaotic. That's 3 members down on the side of RewinD.
See what ReGen wants to do with this power play. 3 heroes down. Looks like they're just going to drop back, finish off this third Immortal. Or is this fourth or third? Third.
Third Immortal.
Third Immortal.
We have just 2 keeps remaining on the side of RewinD. Level 13 still not picked up yet. We've gone, I think, since the last Immortal to this one. I feel like we've been at a talent tier disadvantage for the side of RewinD for this time. Is it the power spike they can get before team fighting again that will help them? I want to see this. I'm ready to see this. All members are up. I think this team fight is going to determine a lot. I want to see RewinD not step out of position and get ganked before they can even have a fair fight. But here we have Ghost Dunk down with Vespertine following him immediately. Luckily, he has his own escapes.
Well,
and
now,
this Immortal is at the keep.
Now ReGen and the Immortal are here at the keep. They already worked on this wall a bit, so both those towers already down. Shield still on this Immortal, about 25% of it still standing. as they're pushing in onto the keep. They find a big root.
Sleep dart.
Oh, man.
Sleep dart grenade and the follow-up and all of this damage, though, coming out onto ReGen is quite oppressive. Lupus is actually down. Earthquake dropped in Vespertine in the backline, like I said, just staying back there non-stop is harassing Ghost Dunk. So Ghost Dunk is unable to really be there for his team, and Chaotic is just attacking this Immortal, hoping for the best, but Ghost Dunk is the one to die. There's a lot of damage coming out onto the side of ReGen, but it's not quite enough. Just 2 members left. Tyrande on and Ryokai playing that Sylvanas, but the tip again, just the tip takes him out. And this is GG for game 3 in the game of the week.
Well,
Going
ReGen
over to who?
ReGen gonna close it out there with a mega kill too. So quite a matchup, and it did not disappoint one bit. Slexia, that was a fantastic one between RewinD and ReGen. I'd imagine
It was.
we're looking at 2 playoff caliber teams there.
Yeah, I truly feel like this could be foreshadowing into a playoff or even a grand final. We have some very strong teams in Heroic this season, and I'm really excited to see how it plays out. Yesterday on Nexus Edge, I believe Ryokai had ReGen in 4th place, and I was like, I don't know. We have to see. I think it's interchangeable. And as we can see here, I mean, technically, they're number 1 right now.
I mean, if you're looking at the standings, that is one way to put it. But we can't discredit anything that happened tonight from RewinD. This team played out of their minds. Game 2 able to win that one 8-2 in kills. They looked very solid. And finally, at the end of it, we're able to see an Uther main tank get a win. And it did go over to ReGen there in game 3.
That's my only sad time about tonight. Actually, I'm happy to see it happen, but I think it has to be the Ana Uther, and I think that you know, there's going to be a lot of growth within the Heroic division based on what is becoming the meta in how these maps are played, even with the experience changes. You know, what worked last season literally may not work this season. And it's crazy. They were at a talent tier disadvantage for so long. But anyway, looking at the stats. Sorry, my game crashed again.
Well, I was going to say, too, I just got a message from Porky if you want to hop in for the interview.
Cool. Which channel? I'll find it.
Yeah, follow me. We'll find it. All right, so I got Slexi here with me. Let me fix this camera thing. Boop. There we go. There, I'll put on my other camera. Sorry, Slexi, I won't be able to be on camera for this part, guys. But we are joined now by Porky himself. How you feeling after that one, bud? That was quite the thrower heading to game 3.
Yeah, it was intense. Medivh OP.
Yeah, you're talking about the Medivh in game 2.
Mm-hmm.
So when you denied the Tassadar, did you have a feeling they would take the Medivh?
Oh yeah, we were Troy. He wanted to ban Medivh, and I was like, to ban the Tass.
Okay.
I don't like playing against Tassval Ariel, but
yeah, I noted during the draft, like, they probably want to ban the Tass because they had the Ariel and the Vala at that point, and it just seemed like the most logical one. I really like what you guys were able to do, though, with your own drafting tonight. Who is doing the drafting for you tonight?
It's a combination of me and Troy. But I guess Troy usually tells us like what to do, and then I guess confirm it, and I have final say on what we do.
So what I liked game 1. They picked up that Uther early. Slexi was noting how it was going to be one of those contested heroes tonight, and I love that you guys opted for the Lunara damage. I think her poison very effective against the type of healing that Uther is able to provide. And then in game 2, knowing that you had the Uther, you guys draft away the Gul'dan, which I think was one of those heroes that could have filled that same role that Lunara filled against the Uther in game 1. Was that part of your strategy? Talk a bit about that and dealing with the Uther, having him and playing against him.
Yeah, so basically the rationale behind the Gul'dan was our wave clear was kind of lacking at that time. So we needed something like heavy damage, heavy wave clear with some CC against all that. We want like big AoE CCs against that comp. Like I think we got a couple fears on Medivh that kind of turned the early fights. And yeah, that's basically the rationale behind it, and we can play like double support with that and not really have like a dedicated Gul'dan support.
Sexy, you have any hard-hitting questions for Porky?
How sad were you to not get to play on?
What? You cut out.
How sad were you to not get to play Ana? It's a hard-hitting question.
Until game 3.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even really think about picking Ana in
Okay, cool,
most of the situations in game 1 and 2. Even if I wanted to.
Well,
Yeah.
Porky, I don't mean to cut our interview short, but I'm trying to get to another matchup tonight. So any words from you overall on tonight, or maybe heading forward through the season? Anyone you're looking forward to playing, and then you want to close us out with some shout-outs?
I guess I'm looking forward to playing Perfect Gems soon. I think we play Archon next week. That'll also be a good game. Archon beat Perfect Gems this week, right? If I'm remembering correctly.
I casted that game and I don't remember. My bad.
Nice.
Classic.
So that'll be a good game. Look out for that.
No,
I
Perfect
always love
Gems
playing.
Archon. I'm sorry, Perfect Gems beat them.
Oh, what a. Well, still.
Unaverted
Playing against
wasn't
them,
playing
playing
that
against
night.
Anti-Clown Association, all those guys. Love Ryokai too. I guess shoutouts to Liam for subbing.
Yeah, Liam picking up that Arthas twice tonight. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, it's a really fun hero, you know.
He was playing extremely deep there in game 3 a couple times, trying to go in with the Thrall to land that Earthquake in with him. It was interesting.
Yeah, that's how you play Arthas. You just run at them.
Just run right at them.
That's what he did,
Exactly.
and I love to see it. He was in
Just
between
grab
the fort and keep every time, just like, you think you're gonna get anywhere backline? I don't think so. You know, let me just step here. I don't care if I die. Like, your other team members are dying first. Like,
It works. So
it did work, and it was very aggressive. So GG's to that. I know that Murda is trying to get to another match. So, yeah, why don't you let us know if you have any more shout outs, you know? And maybe tell us what you have going on next week. Something special, perhaps?
Yeah, perhaps.
yeah, we're playing Archon next week, I think.
Oh, yeah. Nothing about Nexus Edge.
Cool. Oh, wait, is Porky going to be on Edge next week?
Yeah, Arthur now sent me a thing. He was like, "Come be on Edge next week."
Ooh. ReGen
Oh.
taking over everything.
Ooh.
Heard it here
including
first.
Nexus Edge.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I hate to cut it short. It's my fault, so I apologize to you two. I apologize to you guys at home. But if you love my face, head on over to twitch.tv/murderrg. I'm going to go live in about 3 minutes for ReGen Anomaly versus Deep Fried. And this is not me mistalking. It's Deep Fried Ragaros. If you caught Nexus Edge, the whole crew is confused on it. But we're going to cast them and find out more tonight.
And you can catch me at the link I posted. I'm Slexia, part of Nexus Edge now. Part of my own life also, believe it or not, on my channel. And yeah, let's don't worry about me. Let's worry about getting over to Murda's channel to watch that next.
Maybe if I'm cool, I'll host myself. Is that legal?
Maybe.
Anyway,
I don't know. Do it.
I mean, you have to take that up with the other board members. But...
Do it. You won't. Just kidding. Do it. No, I'll go live and you can host me. Just kidding. Is that illegal also? We'll never know.
No one knows.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us for the first Season 8 showdown of the Game of the Week, ReGen versus RewinD. There, I said it without stuttering for the first time. We will see you next week. Have a fabulous evening.
See you guys. How do I turn this thing off again?